his eyes heavenward, and spoke, O Lord my God, thou seest what this sinner purposes to do unto me. His confidence in God was unshakable. When the angels received the divine permission to save him, and Gabriel approached him and asked, Abraham, shall I save thee from the fire? He replied, God in whom I trust, the God of heaven and earth, will rescue me. And God, seeing the submissive spirit of Abraham, commanded the fire, Cool off, and bring tranquility to my servant Abraham. No water was needed to extinguish the fire. The logs burst into buds, and all the different kinds of wood put forth fruit, each tree bearing its own kind. The furnace was transformed into a royal pleasance, and the angels sat therein with Abraham. When the king saw the miracle, he said, Great witchcraft, thou makest it known that fire hath no power over thee, and at the same time thou showest thyself unto the people sitting in a pleasure garden. But the princes of Nimrod interposed all with one voice, Nay, our lord, this is not witchcraft. It is the power of the great God, the God of Abraham, beside whom there is no other God, and we acknowledge that he is God, and Abraham is his servant. All the princes and all the people believed in God at this hour, in the eternal, the God of Abraham, and they all cried out, The Lord, he is God in heaven above, and upon the earth beneath. There is no one else. Abraham was the superior not only of the impious king Nimrod and his attendants, but also of the pious men of his time, Noah, Shem, Eber, Ashur. Noah gave himself no concern whatsoever in the matter of spreading the pure faith of God. He took an interest in planting his vineyard, and was immersed in material pleasures. Shem and Eber kept in hiding, and as for Ashur, he said, How can I live among such sinners? And departed out of the land. The only one who remained unshaken was Abraham. I will not forsake God, he said, and therefore God did not forsake him, who had hearkened neither unto his father nor unto his mother. The miraculous deliverance of Abraham from the fiery furnace, together with his later fortunes, was the fulfillment and explanation of what his father Terah had read in the stars. He had seen the star of Haran consumed by fire, and at the same time fill and rule the whole world. The meaning was plain now. Haran was irresolute in his faith. He could not decide whether to adhere to Abraham or the idolaters. When it befell that those who would not serve idols were cast into the fiery furnace, Haran reasoned in this manner, Abraham, being my elder, will be called upon before me. If he comes forth out of the fiery trial triumphant, I will declare my allegiance to him. Otherwise I will take sides against him. After God himself had rescued Abraham from death, and Haran's turn came to make his confession of faith, he announced his adherence to Abraham. But scarcely had he come near the furnace, when he was seized by the flames and consumed, because he was lacking in firm faith in God. Terah had read the stars well, it now appeared. Haran was burnt, and his daughter Sarah became the wife of Abraham, whose descendants fill the earth. In another way, the death of Haran was noteworthy. It was the first instance since the creation of the world of a son's dying while his father was still alive. The king, the princes, and all the people who had been witnesses of the wonders done for Abraham came to him and prostrated themselves before him. But Abraham said, Do not bow down before me, but before God, the master of the universe, who hath created you. Serve him and walk in his ways, for he it was who delivered me from the flames, and he it is who hath created the soul and the spirit of every human being, who formeth man in the womb of his mother, and bringeth him into the world. He saveth from all sickness those who put their trust in him. The king then dismissed Abraham after loading him down with an abundance of precious gifts, among them 2 slaves who had been raised in the royal palace. Ogi was the name of the one, Eleazar the name of the other. The princes followed the example of the king, and they gave him silver and gold and gems. But all these gifts did not rejoice the heart of Abraham so much as the 300 followers that joined him and became adherents of his religion. End of chapter 5, part 2.